On January 7, 2013, adequate notice of this meeting pursuant to the Open Public Meetings Act has been furnished by inclusion thereof in the annual schedule of meetings for 2013, which has been posted on the bulletin board of Borough Hall, filed with the Borough Clerk, faxed to the Our Town, the Record, the Community News, and the county seat newspapers, and distributed to all persons, if any, requesting copies of same pursuant to said act. In case of an emergency or fire alarm, you must evacuate the building by using any of the exit doors in the room. They are immediately to my right, and the double doors at the rear of the room. Occupants must exit the building by using the staircase and not the elevator. This meeting is being recorded by both video and audio and may be rebroadcast.
Everyone, please rise for the flag salute. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call.
Mayor Padovano.
Here.
Council members: Maroney.
Here.
Eisenberg.
Here.
Eglio, Jackson, Ballerini.
Here.
Fleischman will be late. Fabre.
Here.
Borough Attorney Ronald Dario.
Here.
Borough Clerk Jean Pellegrin is here. Borough Administrator Roberta Stern.
Here.
Youth counterparts: Council members Crompton.
Here.
O'Donnell.
Here.
Eisenberg.
Here.
Gargagliano.
Go through polling, but I have a litigation matter on for closed. Anyone have anything on or off the agenda? Councilmember Maroney. Councilmember Eisenberg.
No.
Councilmember Ballerini.
No, sir.
Council President Fabre.
No, Mr. Mayor.
Attorney Dario.
I have a closed session matter, Mr. Mayor.
Borough Clerk.
No, sir.
Borough Administrator.
Nothing.
All right. The closed session matter that we have will involve the borough participation of the borough building inspector who was present. So, since we do have a bit of time between the 8:15 meeting, does anybody have any objection to going into closed now? And I want to entertain a motion to go into closed.
I make a motion to go into closed.
Second. Roll call.
Maroney.
Yes.
Eisenberg.
Yes.
Ballerini.
Yes.
Fabre.
Yes.
Be resolved that the Mayor and Council of the Borough of Maywood, pursuant to provisions of the Open Public Meeting Act, the Mayor and Council meet in closed session to discuss the following subject matters. Subsection 7, dealing with pending litigation. Be further resolved as precisely as to be determined at this time, the discussion conducted in said closed session will be disclosed to the public upon taking final action thereon, provided disclosure should not violate the attorney-client privilege or constitute an undue invasion of privacy. Be it further resolved that the Mayor and Council of the Borough of Maywood will return to open session after this meeting.
Okay, we will be in closed. We will be back. We will be back.
On January 7, 2013, adequate notice of this meeting pursuant to the Open Public Meetings Act has been furnished by inclusion thereof in the annual schedule of meetings for 2013, which has been posted on the bulletin board at Borough Hall, filed with the Borough Clerk, faxed to the Our Town, the Record, the Community News, and the county seat newspapers, and distributed to all persons, if any, requesting copies of same pursuant to said act. In case of an emergency or fire alarm, you must evacuate the building by using any of the exit doors in the room. They are immediately to my right, and the double doors at the rear of the room. Occupants must exit the building by using the staircase and not the elevator. This meeting is being recorded by both video and audio and may be rebroadcast.
Roll call.
Mayor Padovano.
Here.
Council members: Maroney.
Here.
Eisenberg.
Here.
Ballerini.
Here.
Fleischman.
Here.
Fabre.
Here.
Borough Attorney Ronald Dario.
Here.
Borough Clerk Jean Pellegrin is here. Borough Administrator Roberta Stern.
Here.
Youth counterparts: Council members Crompton.
Here.
O'Donnell.
Here.
Eisenberg.
Here.
Gargagliano.
Okay, no proclamations, no pending ordinances. Open the meeting to the public. Anybody from the public wish to speak? Close the meeting to the public. Approval of the minutes. Council members, we have minutes for September 10, 2013, work session and closed session minutes, as well as September 24, 2013, council meeting and closed session minutes. Anyone care to move those for adoption?
Move for approval.
Second.
Roll call.
Maroni?
Yes.
Eisenberg?
Yes.
Ballerini?
I will abstain from September 10th and vote yes to September 24th.
Fleischman?
I abstain from September 10th and yes to September 24th.
Surratt?
Yes.
Bills and claims. We have the bill list that added to tonight's agenda and was previously circulated, most of which was previously circulated. Anybody? Any comment? Okay. Okay. Move for adoption. Mr. Fleischman.
Move the approval.
Second.
Maroni?
Yes.
Eisenberg?
Yes.
Ballerini?
Yes.
Fleischman?
Yes.
Surratt?
Yes.
There's a resignation listed on the agenda, which I am removing from tonight's agenda. So there are no resignations, no appointments. Council approval of the following from the Rosary Society, Our Lady Queen of Peace Church, permission to amend on-premises 50/50 raffle from September 22, 2013 to December 16, 2013 at 6 p.m. at 400 Maywood Avenue, Maywood, New Jersey. From the Rosary Society, number 2, Our Lady Queen of Peace Church, permission to hold on-premises 50/50 raffle on November 17, 2013 from 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. at 400 Maywood Avenue, Maywood, New Jersey. Anyone care to move for approval?
Move for approval. Second.
Roll.
Maroni?
Yes.
Eisenberg?
Yes.
Ballerini?
Yes.
Fleischman?
Yes.
Surratt?
Yes.
Resolutions by title.
Resolution 13713, agreement between the Borough of River Edge and the Borough of Maywood for fire assistance. Resolution 13813, tax board judgment for Block 78, Lot 19. Resolution 13913, resolution authorizing execution of an agreement for professional services with the County of Bergen Department of Health Services for the information, administration, and cost of pneumococcal and flu vaccines for 2013-14 season. Resolution 14013, agreement between the Borough of Lodi, Elmwood Park, Township of Rochelle Park, and the Borough of Maywood for use of the Maywood firefighter mask fit machine.
Is there a motion for adopting the resolutions?
Move for the adoption.
Roll call.
Maroni?
Yes.
Eisenberg?
Yes.
Ballerini?
Yes.
Fleischman?
Yes.
Surratt?
Yes.
The introduction of ordinances. None. Committee reports. Councilman Maroni.
So Tuesday, the townwide garage sale has 92 participants. The Mackenzie Ray Day Recycle Dress event collected 10 dresses. This collection will be ongoing. Anyone interested in donating can contact at maywoodrecycles@yahoo.com. One dress raised on a new home. Emails were sent to the MYAA and MRPGS suggesting a trophy recycling event, and responses are waited for. The Atlantic City trip sold 43 seats. We are planning to bring back golf and tennis lessons in the spring. Aerobics, yoga, and volleyball programs are in full swing and nicely attended. Zumba starts on October 27th. These are evening programs. Chair yoga, mahjong, line dance, crochet, and cards are also very well attended. These are daytime programs. Any suggestions of programs may be submitted at maywoodrecreation@gmail.com. The Maywood Recreation and Senior Center is used regularly for spur dancing and events and celebrations for local organizations. Thank you.
All right. Thank you. Councilman Osborne.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Last Friday, I attended a hearing in Paramus Court along with our building inspector regarding a house on East Hunter. We both arrived at the court at 9:30, and I stayed there for approximately 30 minutes, but I had an appointment at 11:15 and had to leave, so I gave the building inspector my cell phone, told him to text me, because we were 73rd on the docket. The building inspector stayed there approximately 3 hours, at which point The resident's attorney requested discovery in writing without an appearance, and the case was adjourned. It brings up just one interesting thing with respect to the building department appearing at hearings. We can't have the building inspector there for 3 hours when he's got work to do, and the prosecutor or whoever arranges the docket there, the court clerk, when they see that the building inspector has one case, they should either put it first or last. And, he's not on radio dispatch like the police officers, but there should be some system whereby they get a hold of him and, he shows up when the case needs to be heard and he doesn't have to sit there for 3 hours. Other than that, I don't have anything to report about that meeting. I do have another matter to discuss. Before I continue, the rest of my report will contain some strong statements, and I want to give the children that are on the dais the opportunity to leave the room if they would like to. There will not be any profanity, but there will be some strong things said. And if your parents are here, they have the right to have you leave as well. It is your choice. I'm permitting my son to stay, but I want to give the rest of you the opportunity before I continue. Okay. Last week, Irene Pincus spoke during the public session and began to berate the Maywood Democratic Party, Councilman Fleischman, Councilman Baroni, and me. She referenced the mailer put out by the Fleischman-King campaign. The mailer did not say Democrat, it did not say Maroney, it did not say Eisenberg. It did say King as well as Fleischman, but Jonathan was not mentioned. When 3 of the 4 targets of Mrs. Pincus's fury were not mentioned, when 3 of the 4 targets of Mrs. Pincus's fury were not mentioned on the flyer, my radar went up. It seemed more like a calculated political attack than a true and sincere display of anger over the piece. Mrs. Pincus is Councilman Ballerini's neighbor and friend. The applause track that she brought with her was provided by Councilman Ballerini's relative.
Point of order, Mr. Mayor.
No, when you'll get your turn at the end.
Hold on a second. Hold on. The fun part of being in the center of the dais is I get to control the meeting. We're not going to go down this path. We're not going to go down this path, Mr. Eisenberg.
Mr. Mayor, this is my
You're out of
report.
order. You're out of order.
I will leave Mr. Ballerini out of the rest of the report, but I want to continue my report.
You are out of order if you continue making accusations.
I'm defending myself, Mr.
You're out of order at a council meeting.
While the mailer went out 2 weeks before Mrs. Pincus spoke with no kids in the school system, she knew it was Respect Week and
Point
began
of
to
order, Mr.
lecture
Mayor.
us on respect.
I think the council
All this,
is declared out of order.
all this in the presence of 4 children on the dais and 2 in the audience. My son was one of those children, and he sits here before you now. I'm speaking to you not only as a councilman, but as a...
Mr. Eisenberg, please. Please, Mr. Eisenberg.
It's not enough.
It is.
This woman put on a stage...
It is enough. It is
It is
enough.
not enough.
It is enough.
She's talking to us about respect in front of 4 children.
We're not going to
She
go down
showed
this
the
path,
utmost
Mr.
disrespect.
Eisenberg. Decorum. We're not going to go down this path. We're not going to do this.
Mrs. Pincus, don't you ever do that in front of my son.
Mr. Eisenberg, please conduct yourself as a council.
Don't you dare.
Please, Mr. Eisenberg, you're out of order.
Mr. Eisenberg, as the attorney for the council, I'll tell you, you're getting dangerously close to making threatening statements to this individual, and I would just advise you just to cease any other comments in her direction or any type of threatening matter.
Mr. Dario, you were one of the very kind people that...
I can appreciate that.
At the end of the meeting, said some very kind words to me. What you said was that the spirit of her speech was negated by the fact that it was done in front of 4 children.
All right. We're not going to continue this. We're not going to continue this. It's nonsense.
It is
Stop
not
it.
nonsense.
It is.
When it happens to your child, Mr. Mayor...
Oh, let me tell you what has happened to my children being accused of criminal actions, Mr. Eisenberg.
Your children don't read the paper.
You're right. You're right.
My children look at...
Everything said in that
Okay.
picture.
All right.
Let's move on, gentlemen.
Okay, Mr. Eisenberg, you're out of order. Mr. Ballerini.
Thank you. My report will be read by Ms. O'Donnell.
Thank you.
The police department handled 938 calls and incidents number, bringing the total number to 8,986 in 2013. Chief Pegg reports that the TASER certification is complete for almost every officer, that TASERs will now be carried by our officers on patrol. The chief also noted that every officer has received their semi-annual range certification as well. In an effort to provide more reliable and efficient communications with citizens, the Borough of Maywood has implemented Swift Reach Networks Incorporation as our emergency notification provider. Through a link on the police department website, residents can enter up to 4 numbers onto our Swift 911 database. Swift 911 is a system designed to make phone calls to specific people or areas in the event of an emergency for sharing important information. It is a high-speed notification program with the capability of delivering recorded warnings to the entire community via telephone, email, text, or pager. A final reminder that the Maywood Police Department will be participating in the DEA Drug Disposal Program. The National Prescription Drug Take-Back Day aims to provide a safe, convenient, and responsible means of disposing prescription drugs while also educating the general public about the potential for drug abuse of medications. Prescription drugs can be dropped at Maywood Police Department on Saturday, October 26th between 10 a.m. and 2 p.m. For more information, please visit the department's website at www.maywoodpd.org. At the last meeting of the Planning Board, a plan was approved to subdivide the property at 370 Maywood Avenue, the old Demarest house near Our Lady Queen of Peace Church. A compromise was reached by the board and the developer to build a new single-family home facing Maywood Avenue. The revised plan was the result of a lot of hard work on both sides. Chairman Lichtenberger and the rest of the member of the board should be congratulated for helping the new development keep with the existing character of our town. The next regular meeting will be held on Thursday, October 24th in these chambers. Memorial School will be hosting a new Halloween event called Trunk or Treat this Friday, October 25th from 5 to 8 p.m. As always, Halloween parade will be held at Memorial School on Thursday, October 31st. The Maywood Schools, in partnership with David Eric Photography, will be holding a Halloween food drive Thursday, October 31st. Kids and their parents are invited to bring food donations to the studio at 100 West Pleasant Ave during the downtown trick-or-treating hours of 3 to 5. For each donation worth $10 or more, kids will be rewarded with a free Halloween photo. Parents must be present, and the donations will be sent to Helping Hands Ministry at Sacred Heart Church. On Veterans Day, Monday, November 11th, Maywood Avenue School hosts an event honoring Maywood's living heroes. If anyone is or knows a resident veteran, please contact Superintendent Jordan at mjordan@maywoodschools.org or call him at 201-845-9110, extension 111 to confirm attendance. Superintendent Jordan and the Board of Education are organizing a Maywood Avenue School Alumni Association. An informational meeting will be held on November 14, 2013 at 7 p.m. in the MAS Small Gym. Next regular meeting will be held on Wednesday, October 23rd at Maywood Avenue Schools. The MAS Student Council will once again be providing free leaf raking for those residents that require assistance. Deadline for requesting service is November 11th. Residents should contact Mr. Jordan at 201-845-9110, extension 111. Thank you.
Wow.
Councilman Fleischer.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I'm going to have Mr. Max Eisenberg read the DPW report.
Okay, the DPW reports that work down at the garage is progressing nicely. Almost all of the snow equipment and plows have been serviced and ready to go. They want a reminder to all residents that when trees are being removed throughout the borough, wood is being cut into smaller pieces to be used for firewood and left by the curb, which can be picked up by any resident. It will be left curbside for 3 to 5 days before being removed. Leaf pickup starting next week on October 28th through December 10th. Bag leaves will be picked up on Mondays on the east side of Maywood Avenue, and bag leaves will be picked up on Tuesdays on the west side of Maywood Avenue. After December 10th, pickup will resume on Tuesdays as usual. Leaves may also be placed in barrels or any other reusable container. However, please do not place leaves in plastic bags. Leaf bags are available here at the Borough Hall on the second floor. Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Just want to add one more thing, Mr. Mayor, if I may. Some years ago, when my son was a lot younger, we had a roller hockey program in town that we used to play in the gym. Next week, hopefully, with a few other towns, we're going to try and put that program back together. It was a very popular program for kids years ago. It started off with a small group, and it grew to somewhere between 150 and 200 kids that played. And I know Mr. Anthony Sanchez did a great job with that years ago, and it was sponsored by the Street Devil program. So in conjunction with the Hackensack High School ice hockey coach, who's been trying to put a program together for several years, didn't have a place or administration of the program. So we're going to meet with him and a few other towns and try and put the program back together. So I'm really excited about that. We'll have more to report at the next work session.
Great.
Thank you, Mr.
Thank
Mayor.
you. Council President Fabre.
Mr. Mayor, tomorrow night is the Library Board of Trustees meeting, so I'll likely have some information at the next council meeting. Other than that, I have nothing of a policy nature tonight.
Mr. Attorney.
Mr. Mayor, I give my report in closed session.
Madam Clerk.
I just wanted to let everybody know that at our special election that was held last week on October 16th, we had over 26% of our voters turn out, and we had our new polling place in Memorial School, the large gym. That worked out very well. Mr. Bauer had commented he was very pleased that didn't have the traffic in the main school, and hopefully everybody will be used to it by our next election in 2 weeks. So that's all I have tonight.
I want to thank our Borough Clerk and our Deputy Borough Clerk, Sally Miller, for all of their work on the special primary and the special election. I know there's 2 extra days of 18-hour days for both of you, and the borough certainly appreciates your effort. Madam Administrator.
No report, Mayor.
Okay. Briefly, the Green Team did their fall cleanup of the community garden. I thank everybody from the Green Team who was present, and all the people who took garden beds this year who came to clean out the garden, and I thank the DPW for picking up all the bagged leaves and clippings. We'll be coming back next year with the tree farm and some more items for the garden. Again, it was a wild success, and I see a couple of members here. The Green Team had 2 or 3 beds themselves this year and raised over 100 pounds of vegetables that were donated to soup kitchens in the area. So that was a great success, and I know the other volunteer groups who took beds did very well and enjoyed themselves, as well as the students from Memorial School. So that was a great success, and thank everybody on the Green Team and everybody who participated. Mr. Maroney and I will continue our quest to meet with some of the volunteer groups and youth sports groups to talk about the recommendations they may have for the Memorial Field that we provided for in the bond, so that we can report back to the council and make recommendations for some of the improvements that are necessary to our ball fields and the memorials up in Memorial Park and everything else that goes along with that. The paving projects will begin shortly on East Hunter, Spring Valley Road, and the parking lot on Fairmount for the school parking lot. And as everyone knows, the county's kind of moving ahead with the Maywood Avenue, but that may actually be delayed a little bit till next year due to the fact that we're actually Neglia Engineering, at our request, has been hired by the county to do some drainage calculations for some of the problem areas right now, Magnolia, East Magnolia and Maywood Avenue, Central and Maywood Avenue, I think Parkway, and Washington, I think also, where there's currently ponding going on, so they're going to address that before they actually go on do the paving. So
Will that be done in conjunction with the new development?
no, actually, that new development is in a much smaller scale now than what was initially anticipated, and will not have to tie into that, so they'll be maintaining everything on their own, the church property you're talking about.
Yes.
Mayor, regarding East Hunter and Spring Valley, the pre-construction meeting is on the 29th,
Right.
a week from today.
All right, and to the students who've been here for the last few weeks, Ms. Compton, Ms. O'Donnell, Mr. Edinburgh, Ms. Gagliano with her broken arm, we appreciate you being here. I hope that you got something positive out of being here, and hopefully you'll remain involved in your town in some form or fashion in the future. The Chamber of Commerce is again sponsoring the trick-or-treaters along West Pleasant Avenue. That will be on October 31st from 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. Most of the stores will have a sign in their windows if they are participating, which will indicate that they are participating, and will have snacks and candy available for trick-or-treaters on that day. So that, I think, is all I have. Just a final thought. In my mayor's message last week, I referenced the theme of Mayberry in Maywood, and it's something that we all joke about a lot and make fun of, but the reality of it is we do live in a very unique town, and it is Mayberry. Although it's a fictional thought, it is partially real, and that is something that is very different from the neighboring towns around here, from Paramus, River Edge, Bushel Park, Hackensack. We have a very tight sense of community in this town. We all live within a mile of each other. Our children play with each other, go to the same schools, and play in the same sports teams. And 2 years ago, when I first sat in this chair on January 1st, 2012, I quoted Benjamin Franklin, who, at a speech to the Second Continental Congress, said, "Let us all hang together, or we will surely hang separately." And I believe in those words because I think only through working together and respecting each other can we keep Maywood moving in the right direction and maintain this little fantasy version of Mayberry that we have here. Sniping, nonsensical pettiness during campaigns based upon selfish individual desires for what I don't know must stop. We all took oaths to serve every individual in this town, 9,600. Democrat, Republican, Independent, Communist, whatever you want to be. We all took an oath to serve every member in this town. And I truly believe that and hope that every elected official in this town runs to do something for somebody and not to be somebody, because there's a big difference. There's much to be done in this town. And sometimes it takes a little courage to stand up for what's right and do things for everybody. And I believe the very soul of this town is on the line. And I think once we lose that, we never get it back. So as we go forward in the next 14 days, I hope we all keep that. I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
Motion. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
We're adjourned.